The Cincinnati Bengals have to prepare to make one of the biggest moves in NFL history. This contract is going to be massive. And if you don't know what I'm talking about star wide receiver Ja'Marr Chase. And yes, if you don't know the story, last offseason, we tried to come to a deal. And whatever that deal was, it ended up didn't working. All of this is coming from Yardbarker. So I'm going to pull up this quote like he just said. The belief league-wide is, yes, the Bengals did get close to a deal extending Ja'Marr Chase for another few years. They were leading to that deal, and they're about to sign the negotiations, but like this quote goes on and continues saying, the amount per year was what he wanted is sufficient, like the quote says, but the guarantees were not what Ja'Marr Chase wanted. He wanted the guarantees to be more. He wanted to be guaranteed more money, which I completely understand. But Ja'Marr Chase did the right thing, even though they didn't get to a contract. He didn't hold out for the whole season. He decided to continue to play, and that worked out magically for him. He is going to be the highest paid wide receiver in the NFL, without a doubt in my mind. Cincinnati has to get ready to bring out their checkbook, because without a doubt in my mind, Ja'Marr Chase is going to be the highest paid wide receiver in the league. He is going to break the market wide open for wide receivers. But the good thing for most NFL teams is a lot of these star wide receivers have already been paid. Last offseason, a ton of wide receivers were getting paid. CeeDee Lamb getting paid. Ja'Marr Chase's college teammate, Justin Jefferson, got paid from the Vikings, who he currently has the most money of any wide receiver in the league right now. And this article continues to say that they think that he is going to blow their deal out of the water. Now Chase is well positioned to clear Jefferson's 4-year, $140 million bar and then some. They think this deal Ja'Marr Chase is going to get is going to blow Justin Jefferson's deal out of the water. Jefferson got $140 million. It was so every year he's making $35 million as a wide receiver. Not all that's guaranteed, but most of it is. We're going to have to pay Ja'Marr Chase. Cincinnati's going to have to pay Ja'Marr Chase more than this. Ja'Marr Chase is looking for guaranteed $35 million every year, probably at the least, because of what he's done this season. And it's Cincinnati's fault. Good on Ja'Marr Chase for having the best season of his career. He's on pace to break every single career high he has set. And he's on pace to break several records for single season records that Cincinnati holds as of right now. He is having the best season of his career, and it has come in the perfect season for him. Obviously, for Cincinnati, it hasn't been a very successful season. The offense has been very successful, but the overall team has not. Ja'Marr Chase doesn't care about, obviously he cares about that, but for his contract, he doesn't care. He performed, and he made due on his promise that he made to Cincinnati that he will be one of the best, if not the best, wide receiver in the NFL, and he's proving that this season. And now, this offseason, Cincinnati has to pay him a lot of money, which it could ultimately cause some people to leave the team because of how much money they're going to have to pay Ja'Marr Chase. You can see Ja'Marr Chase. Consider T. Higgins, right? T. Higgins is also going to have a new deal this offseason if he wants to stay Cincinnati Bengal and if Cincinnati wants him. He's going to have to get a lot of money too. The good thing with T. Higgins this season is he has missed a lot of games, so maybe that's going to put Cincinnati in a position to not lowball him, but to get some money off of his deal, because they're going to have to pay Ja'Marr Chase so much money, like a lot of money. The money they are going to have to pay Ja'Marr Chase might have to be some of T. Higgins' money with how much more money we're going to have to pay Ja'Marr Chase. Like, let's seriously look at his stats in 2024. 11 games so far. He has 6 games left. He has 73 catches for 1,056 yards, averaging 14.5 yards per catch and 12 touchdowns. Through week 11, he still has 6 games to go. He's going to break every career high. He's going to break pretty much every record Cincinnati has. He's probably going to win the Triple Crown. He is going to have to be paid way higher than Justin Jefferson. And I thought the Justin Jefferson deal was kind of crazy. I don't think wide receivers should be making nearly that amount of money. I know they're the workhorse of the NFL now. They're the most flashy players. But for me, Some games, wide receivers only get 4 catches in 50 yards. I'm paying a guy $35 million a year for one game to catch 4 passes. Are you serious? Now, I understand. You have to pay the wide receivers what you pay them because you're paying the quarterbacks what you pay them and what you're paying the O-linemen what they're paying. I understand it. I can understand why we're paying the wide receivers so much. And with these kind of stats, you're going to have to pay Jamar Chase that kind of money. And trust me, I know how Mike Brown is. I've been a Cincinnati Bengal fan my whole life. He's a very cheap and notoriously cheap owner. If Mike Brown doesn't freaking sign Jamar Chase, I might not be a fan anymore. Him and Joe Burrow are the cornerstone and building block of the Cincinnati Bengals. They have to be on the Bengals. Do I think there's a doubt that we don't sign him? No. I mean, maybe because Mike Brown is cheap, he's probably going to try to get Jamar Chase to lower his deal, even though he's playing as the best wide receiver in the league, and he's going to need a contract. Right now, his contract is like $20 million compared to Justin Jefferson's $140 million. Jamar Chase is going to be the highest paid wide receiver in the NFL. And I think because of that, it is going to have a ripple effect through the rest of the team. We might not even be able to extend T. Like, T might, for now, T might be completely gone because of how big a contract Jamar Chase is going to have. And with how cheap the Cincinnati front office is, if they're paying their wide receiver number 1 that much money, they would much rather go just draft another wide receiver and pay him a rookie contract instead of also paying T. Higgins more money. That's just how the front office of Cincinnati works. They want to pay the least amount of money to put a good product on the field. And if that means having the best wide receiver in the league, the highest paid wide receiver in the league, and then the rest of them on a rookie contract, that's what they're going to do. Do I agree with that? No, absolutely not. We should do whatever it takes to sign Jamar Chase and whatever it takes to sign T. Higgins. But I know how the front office works. Most likely, with the deal that Jamar Chase is going to get, he will be a Cincinnati Bengal in 2025. T. Higgins will not. Strictly because of how the front office always works, and how notoriously cheap the Cincinnati Bengals franchise is and organization is. That's always how the Brown family has been. What is the cheapest way we can get a good product on the field? And I think because of this deal, that's going to have a huge ripple effect on the rest of the team, on what they're going to be able to do with the defense, signing defensive players, drafting defensive players. We might have to just go through kind of a rebuild on the defensive side because of this massive deal. But this deal is going to have massive implications on the entire team, especially the wide receiver round. I'm not saying Jamar Chase shouldn't get this deal, and I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it, because he does deserve it, and he should get this deal. He probably should have got it last year, which would have saved Cincinnati a whole lot of money this season. If they would have signed Jamar Chase last offseason, there was a good chance we probably would have got T. Higgins again this upcoming season, and we probably would have extended him. But that deal, whatever that deal was, is completely gone. And there's a new deal, and it's a whole lot more money. And because of that lot more money, T. Higgins is probably gone. I don't want it to be true, but it's most likely true with how the Cincinnati organization is run. But this contract, when it breaks, you can quote me here, it is going to be the biggest wide receiver contract ever. He is going to be the highest paid wide receiver. I'm not saying ever. There will probably be somebody else that breaks his record. But as of right now, Jamar Chase is going to be the highest paid wide receiver in NFL history. Don't forget to like this video, comment on what you think the deal should be, and what you think Cincinnati should do going forward on this contract and in the negotiations. Don't forget to subscribe to the Bengals Digest channel for all your Cincinnati Bengals updates, news, rumors, trades, everything. I'm Carson Lokey, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.